Hello again, Wired fam. What's going on out there? How's everybody doing this evening? Hope everybody's doing well. Guys, don't forget when you get on tonight, drop me a hello. Let me know where you're from. I like to say hello back to you guys. It is Wednesday. My goodness. August the 18th. Can you guys believe it's already middle of August, almost the end of August? Time flies when you're building a house. That's just what I'm equating that to. When you have kids, it flies, but when you're building a house, it really flies. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. And glad to be here. Glad to see everybody. We got some good things to talk about tonight. We're going to go over several different things. I didn't want to give away too much in the thumbnail tonight because we got some good things to go over. Good things to go over for sure. So for those that are on right now, well, we'll give it another minute, and I'll let everybody get on. And once I see the viewing number go up here, I'll tell you guys kind of what we're going to go over tonight. But let's see who all's on so far this evening. Josh Sanders, what's up, Josh? Solomon Ott, hello. Heidi Clark from Idaho. Heidi, what's going on? Jimmy Pratt, what's going on, Jimmy? Jimmy, I feel like I seen you this week already. All right. Mark from Pine Mills, Texas. He says, hello, Matt. Glad to see that your house is coming together. It is. It's coming together quick, guys. So just FYI, I told you guys I wasn't posting house videos. Mostly because I'll go ahead and tell you guys now why I stopped posting house videos, okay? So I stopped posting house videos due to materials getting hard to find and a lot of materials going into the house but not being able to get the house secure. So I wanted to get the house secure, locked up. I want to be able to lock the house before I started releasing a whole lot of videos. So we're a lot further along, guys, on the house than you guys are actually have seen to date. So I have another house video coming out tomorrow, and then we're going to jump a little bit. So we're probably going to go from tomorrow's video into a little bit more of a finished state, not really finished, but a little bit further along. So we're gonna jump. So it's gonna be fun. You guys are gonna see a lot of progress in the next couple of weeks on the house. So keep an eye out for that. And I appreciate everybody for watching those. Those are, I'll be honest with you, I'm putting those out there so that my family and I can go back one day and watch those too, so we can see our house come out of the ground. It's just something special about, having a piece of property and it going from dirt and grass to a home. So, we're really excited about that. And that's a lot of the reason that I did those videos and I'm doing those videos is so that we can go back one day and watch that and see how our house went up. So anyway, thank you for asking, Mark, or for commenting on the house. I appreciate it. Matthew Kofelt, what's going on? Dave D, hello. Just received my pumpkin stump bugs today in the mail. Thanks, you're welcome. Man, I can't believe you just got them today. Dave, where are you located at? Mike Morrison, hello. How is everyone tonight? Doing good. Hope everybody else is doing well too. Heidi Clark, how is Laura? Thank you for asking, Heidi. Heidi always asks about Laura, and I appreciate Heidi for doing that. Laura is good. She's gonna kill me for telling you guys this. Maybe she's not on yet. I haven't seen her comment, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. She's a little emotional. She's got a little bit of emotion running through her right now. So had a strange turn of events with her family today. Nothing bad, nobody's sick or hurt or anything like that, but it was just kind of strange, and it just sent her, it really was not much, okay? And it kind of sent her into a tailspin, and she got a little teary. So anyway, a little emotional, but that's to be expected when you're 7 months pregnant? 6 months pregnant? Yeah. One of those, 6 or 7 somewhere in there. It's cooking. It's cooking. So Laura's doing well. Thank you for asking, Heidi. I appreciate it. Whoa, I just jumped. I just lost my spot. All right, real quick, while I'm finding my spot again, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight. So, got a couple different things we're going to talk about tonight, but the main topic for this evening is why does an angler need these different colors? Okay, all these different colors back here behind me. Why is it important for an angler to have those different colors? We're going to talk through that tonight, and I'm going to do it in a way that I give you examples of why these different colors and how these different colors benefit me personally. So we're going to go through that tonight. We're going to look at a lot of different colors tonight. And I'm going to give you real-time examples of things that I've been on the water and experienced and how the different colors benefited me. So we're going to go through that tonight. I hope you guys have questions as we go through that. But I want to get through these hellos first, okay? So we got plenty of time to go over colors. We're going to talk about why you need those colors, why it's important to have a large color selection when you're on the lake fishing, okay? We're going to get to that here in just a little bit. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying not to jump into it right now because I'm excited about it. And I'm like, let's go. But we're going to get there in a minute, okay? Let's see. Hey, Ashley Coffee, what's going on? Guys, real quick, let me know if you received your baits. Leave me a comment. For those that got baits a couple weeks ago, let me know if you've received those. I hope everybody has. Everybody should have received them. There was a comment that somebody got them today, but everybody should have received their baits. So if you did not receive your baits, let me know. Todd Pell, hello, Matt and everyone. Hello. Heath McDaniel, hello. Jamie Nelson from Lake Barkley tonight. What's going on, Jamie? Joel Nash, what's up? Taylor Thomas, hey, Matt from Knoxville, Tennessee. What's going on, Taylor from Knoxville? I'm a Central grad. I don't know what part of Knoxville you're from, Taylor, but I am a Central grad. I went to Central in Knoxville. So, hello. What's going on, man? In Fountain City. Grew up in Fountain City. Fountain City Halls is kind of my stomping grounds when I was growing up for a period of time. But, I love that area. I love Knoxville. Fountain City Halls has changed a lot since I was there. I go back there. My mother still lives up in Fountain City. So, yeah, anyway, it's changed a lot. I don't know what part of Knoxville you're from, but that's what part of Knoxville I'm from. All right, Nathan Wood from Wabash, Indiana. What's going on? Johnny Coots from Ringgold, Georgia. Hello, Dog Talk. What's up, Wired? What's going on? From New Mexico, Nathan Wood. Matt is the real deal. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it, buddy. Jeff Branham. Hello, Matt. Thanks again for the baits. You are very welcome. Glad you received them. Robert Love. Hello, all. Hello. Andy Perry. What's up, Wired fam? Steven. Yo. Congrats on the house progress. Hi, fam. Holly Springs, North Carolina. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Dennis Evans. Hello, Matt from Maryville. What's going on? Ronnie Harris. Hello from Carrollton, right, Ronnie? Dennis Evans. Thanks for the baits. You're welcome. Congrats on winning Angler of the Year. Yes, Mike, you beat me to it, man. So, guys, real quick, there it is. There's that 2020-2021 East Tennessee Crappie Club Angler of the Year Award. So my partner and I, Mr. Darren and I, won this award. We were presented this award last weekend. And it was very hard fought, that's for sure. East Tennessee has got some of the best anglers in the country, guys. I would put a lot of those guys up against anybody, any day, on any trail. There are some hammers in this club. There's no doubt about it. So it was an honor to win this award. It was a pleasure to win this award, and it was very, very hard fought. There's no doubt about it. We put a lot of time in on the water, a ton of time in on the water. I can't tell you how many hours we spent just scanning lakes and just burning gas. I mean, it was a very, very hard fought year for us. And to win this was extremely, extremely just, it was just a blessing. It was just a blessing to be able to win. So thank you to everybody that fishes the club. Thank you to all the I'd say all the tournament directors and everybody that puts input into the club. We appreciate it very much, and it was an honor. It was an honor to win. So I don't know what else to say about it other than it was an honor. So to compete with some of those anglers and to be able to finish on top. So that kind of leads me into what we're going to talk about this evening. I want to go through kind of our tournament season, okay? And I'm going to relate the colors of baits to our tournaments, okay? So I want to talk through the successes that we had through the year with East Tennessee Crappie Club to win this Angler of the Year award, and kind of talk through all the different baits that we use. What were the best baits for each tournament? I'm going to go straight through the lakes. These are all East Tennessee lakes for the guys that are in East Tennessee. I'm going to go through each tournament. I'm going to tell you guys, I mean, there's a lot of tournaments where they started off on one color and switched to a different color at midday. There was a lot of tournaments where they wouldn't hit but one color and it was that all day and they just wouldn't touch anything else. You know what I'm saying? So I want to kind of relate the color selections, why it's important to have so many different colors at your disposal in your boat. Where's my banner at? Bam, there it is. Why it's so important to have all those different colors in your boat, guys, at your disposal for any given situation or any given day on the water. So real quick, down here in the bottom of the screen, my little banner that's rolling across there, that is your discount codes, guys. If you are looking to spend some money, save yourself a little bit. You don't have to spend it all. Go save yourself a little bit. Check out these great sponsors. Crappie Cove, I'm wearing their hat. We got an announcement for Crappie Cove here in just a minute. Wired gets you 10% off at Crappie Cove, okay? 10% off at Fishing Specialties on the Fishing Specialties mount for your live scopes or your live sonars, your Humminbird live sonar, your Lowrance live sonars, whatever it is, that Fishing Specialties pole will work for you. And then 10% off stowaway mounts with Wired as well. So take advantage of those discount codes, guys. Crappie 2021 at Bonehead. You go to Bonehead's website. Crappie 2021 saves you 15% off at boneheadtackle.com. So take advantage of those, okay, guys? Save yourself a little money. All right, so that's kind of what I want to go through tonight. I want to go through all that and, talk to you guys about why I believe certain colors worked and why I believe certain colors didn't work, okay? So we're going to get into that here in just a minute. I've got some comments, more comments. Steven says, congrats on Angler of the Year. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. Dave D, I'm at Lake Hartwell, South Carolina. That's right. I don't know why it took Bates to get that. I mean, I can drive to Hartwell in 3 hours. I don't know why it took a week to get them there, but a week and a half. Mm-hmm. All right, Kenneth Pippins. Hello, Matt. St. Peters, Missouri. Are you going to talk about what's new from Stowaway Mounts? I can. Yeah, I can, Kenneth. So let me put that back up there. You don't open the box of worms now, Kenneth. So Stowaway Mounts, guys, Stowaway Mounts. What's new from Stowaway Mounts? So the two things that I know that are the newest or I guess latest and greatest, in my opinion. I'll go over the two. There's a lot of guys that the actual mechanism to unlock the mount so it lays down, you have to use two fingers like this and push it up. A lot of guys wanted a little handle on it, and they are going to have a handle to pull that up to unlock the mount now. So they've come up with a handle that'll go on there that you can pick it up with. And then they also have revised the base. Okay, the base there's a revision to the base, and the base is a one-piece base now, and it is sturdier. So you'll see those shortly, and they are absolutely going to be flipping awesome. Okay, those two advancements in that mount are going to make it unstoppable. It is going to be the mount to have. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they were not flaws. First of all, they were not flaws. They were just things that could be improved on. They were the two things that could be improved on, and they improved them. And it is going to be unstoppable. There's no doubt. So check out stowawaymounts.com. Check out the Stowaway mount. I have the XL model, guys, which is the larger model. You can it just raises up further. I like the XL because it gets it up there, and I'm short, so it gets it way up there. It's like in my nose, okay? But I love it. I love the mount, and I wouldn't have anything else on the boat. So it's all good things coming, and I can't wait to get them in my hands. So once I get those, I'll show them to you. I will have the revisions shortly. I'll have the revised mount and the actual handle, the release handle. So I'll show you those as soon as I get them. Okay. Johnny Coots, hang on one second, guys. I got a super chat. Johnny Coots, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it very much. Live scope, you used Garmin 93. I think you got a larger screen. Is that much better and worth the cash? Which one would you recommend? Thanks. All right. First of all, thank you for the super chat, Johnny. I appreciate it. It's a blessing to me. Guys, if you don't know what a super chat is, it's a way for you guys to give back to the channel. It helps keep me on the water and helps keep me making great content for you guys. So the super chats, I'm telling you, they help way more than you guys ever know, and I appreciate it. It's a blessing. So, Johnny, thank you for the super chat. If you guys would like to give a super chat, right down below your comment section is a little dollar symbol. You can click on that. It'll walk you through how to give a super chat. You can put a question in there or a comment. It pops up on my screen and highlights it just like you see it here where his words are highlighted. It highlights it to me and flashes at me and tells me you have a super chat. And I stop what I'm doing and I go right to that super chat and answer it. So, Johnny, I appreciate you very much, sir, for the super chat. And to answer your question on the 93, I did get a larger screen, guys. I now have a 1222, okay? The reason that I got that was not for me per se. It was more for my clients than me. My 93 was fine. I caught just as many fish and was just as successful with my 93 as I am my 1222. I'll be honest with you. Is the picture better? No, I don't think so. I know so. It's not. The picture is not better. Is it bigger? The picture bigger? Yes, the picture's bigger. That is why I got it, because the picture is larger. And a lot of times when I would try to point out the jig to a client on the boat, and guys, my guide trips are open. I have availability on my guide trips. I also changed the website, wiredforcrappie.com. If you guys go check that out, I now have live scope training. I now have sonar training. I will come and get in your boat with you on the lake. They're 2-hour training classes. You can book those on my website. Okay, guys. So you go to wiredforcrappie.com. At the top of the screen, you click on book guide service, and you'll see guide trip. You'll see electronic install, and you'll see electronic training. Click on electronic training, and it shows you my prices and everything for those classes. Okay, so I do a live scope training, and I do down imaging, side imaging training, whichever one you're more interested in. Again, those are 2-hour classes. I'll meet you at the lake, get in your boat, and we'll go. I'll do everything I can, teach you everything I know. I've owned all the units, the major 3. I've had Humminbirds, Lowrances, and Garmins. I'm very intimate with all 3 of them. I can adjust them. I can run them. I can set them. I can see what we're working with and looking at, and I can check your transducers and make sure that you're getting the best picture that you're getting. it's all on my website there. So wiredforcrappie.com if you're interested in a guide trip or any kind of training or a electronic install. If you're looking for somebody to install your electronics, I do all my own installations. I've done installations for a lot of different people. A lot of people on this live tonight I've done installations for. So I will start booking installations for mid-October. Okay, guys. Mid-October, I will be set up and ready to rock and roll for installations. I'll be installing everything from trolling motors through units into live scope and everything in between. Okay. So if you're interested in any of that, wiredforcrappie.com and you can get in contact with me. All right. So, to go back to your question, Johnny, the 1222, it doesn't help me any catching fish. It just helps me see the picture better and my clients see the picture better. That's what I was going for, is because I wanted somebody that was in the boat with me. When I point at something or I say, do you see that? I want them to go, yeah, I see it. Okay. So that was the point of me going to a 1222. I don't think the picture is any better, to answer your question. I would go with the screen. I would go with the screen that is most affordable for you, honestly. I would not go with a 10. I would go 9 or 12. If you can't afford the 12, save the money, get the 9. If you can afford the 12, then get the 12. All right. Let's see. Super Dave says, hey, everyone. What's going on, Super Dave? Ronnie Harris, if I didn't say hello to you, he got his lures yesterday. That's good. Sportsman's Paradise says, hello, all. Jamie got his baits. Bo Myers from Maryville. What's going on, Bo? Heath McDaniel got the baits. Inshore Fishing, Puerto Rico. Hello, Wired fam. Crappie Sabo from Lake Lanier. Crappie fishing is on fire. Look, the very first time I held a rod and reel, it was on Lake Lanier. Okay, I still have a picture of it, actually. I had a little Snoopy life jacket on. I was standing on the front of my dad's boat, and it was on Lake Lanier. It's the first time I held a fishing rod. I am going to go to Lake Lanier and crappie fish. It is going to happen soon because I have not crappie fished that lake. I have not been back to that lake since since I was a kid, since shortly after that trip. So I'm going back. I'm going there and I'm going to catch some crappie on Lake Lanier. It's just symbolic for me, I think. So Lake Lanier is on my list for sure. My wife said something about people disappearing on Lake Lanier. Is there any truth to that? Because I don't know nothing about it. She was Googling something or saw something somewhere and said people was disappearing on Lake Lanier. I don't know, some crazy something or another, but who knows? You got to believe everything on the internet, right, guys? Everything. You should glue a grasshopper stump bug to the mouth. Yeah, I should. You're right, Heath. As a matter of fact, since you mentioned the grasshopper stump bug, guys, we got to get into what we're supposed to be talking about tonight. But talking about the grasshopper stump bug, okay, guys? You guys asked for it. You guys wanted it back at Crappie Cove. The grasshopper stump bug is back in stock at Crappie Cove, guys. If you go to Crappie Cove's website, the grasshopper stump bug is live on the website. You can call Crappie Cove or you can order them online. They are ready to ship. They have 1,000 packs at Crappie Cove, and when they're gone again until we can get another run, if we can get another run. So go now, crappiecove.com. Get your grasshopper stump bugs because we ran out. We had 1,000 packs last time. They ran out 2 days. Guys, 2 days, they were gone. If you haven't gone to crappiecove.com and got your grasshopper stump bugs yet, you better hurry because they put them online yesterday. So this is day 2. So you better hurry if you want some. Don't leave this show to go get them, though. But they are back. They're back. Congrats. Thank you guys very much. Jimmy Pratt says, I want sniper training. Book it, Jimmy. All you gotta do is go on there and book it on my site, and I'll contact you. We'll get going. Kenny Sparks says, good evening, Matt. C219, what's up? Kenny says, got my baits. That's good, buddy. I'm glad. Fishing Camo Joe says, what's up? Heidi ordered some grasshoppers today, guys. Heidi is on it. All right, let's see here. I got to pull up the club page. Where's that? Oh, there it is. All right. Dog Talk, mash that thumbs up, people. Smash that thumbs up button, guys. I mean, just mash it. Just keep mashing it. Just mash. Keep hitting it. Guys, that doesn't do anything but let people know that you enjoy what's going on at Wired for Crappie. You enjoy sitting here and listening to me run my flapper, and it's fun. It's entertaining. It's knowledgeable. Smash that thumbs up button so that people know it's good, and they'll come watch Wired for Crappie too. Okay, that helps out, and it don't cost nothing. It don't cost nothing to smash thumbs up button or that subscribe button. Either one of them. You can do it for free. Nobody charge you. All right, so let's talk a little bit about colors, guys. Jeff says ordered 6 packs yesterday. All right, so let's talk a little bit about colors. So East Tennessee Crappie Club fishes September through April. All right, September through April, tournament a month on a different lake every month in East Tennessee. Or last year they did. This coming year we double up on one lake, but anyway, different lake every month, different time of year. September through April is the schedule. Okay, and I want to go through September to April, the lake we were fishing, the time of year. I even remember some of the temperatures and weather patterns. Every single tournament was post cold front. Every one that I can remember outside of September's. It just seems to always happen that way for us. But I want to talk a little bit about the colors that we use and why it's important to have multiple colors. Okay, guys? So you guys know my go-to is a black and chartreuse stump bug, a grasshopper stump bug. Those are my go-tos. They're number 1 and number 2 right here on my board. Okay, I've got more of those than I have of any other bait because those are my go-tos. But those aren't my only colors. Those aren't my only colors that I will use. All right, so let's take the first tournament, for instance. It was on Tellico Lake, which Tellico is used to be my home lake. I don't know if you'd really consider it my home lake now because I'm living in Maryville, and it's really, I can get to some ramps on Fort Loudoun quicker than I can get to some ramps on Tellico. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I guess and Tellico and Loudoun are joined by a canal, so I guess they're kind of the same lake. Kind of. Anyway. Enough of that. Tellico was my home lake, so I fished Tellico a lot. September on Tellico, it was Old Faithful. It was Old Faithful all the way. I went to black and chartreuse. I stayed on black and chartreuse. We fished deep. I needed the black to contrast that deeper water, and it was just black and chartreuse the whole way, okay? There was you put that down there and they would absolutely just swallow it. And that was a black and chartreuse stump bug. Started on that. Now, there was a period during that day, and let me tell you guys this. There was a period during that specific tournament day that they quit black and chartreuse, would not even think of touching it. Not even a sniff, a look, a follow, a nothing. And that was right around that midday point. It was actually about 1 to about 2:30. 1 to 2:30, they quit it. It didn't matter what brush pile we went to, what dock we went to, what ledge we went to. what point we fished, it was dead, okay, on black and chartreuse. So what did I do? I switched over to that right there, okay? That is a moonshine glow, okay, is what they call that. It's actually a glow bait, guys. It's got, so for those that have seen the moon dust, it's got a moon dust top, which is a clear with a flake, okay, silver flake. It's just kind of a clear with a silver flake, and then it's got a glow bottom. Okay, so that bottom still has a silver flake in it, but it glows. All right. I switched over to that, and they started just wearing it out. All right. They wore that bait out for about 2 hours, roughly, and then quit on it as well. Went right back to the black and chartreuse, and they just started hitting it again. All right. How do I know to change? How do I know to change colors when I'm on the water in a tournament situation? So I will never make a assumption on one brush pile. It's always a multiple brush pile deal. Okay. So if I'm throwing black and chartreuse and they're just hitting it, and if there's fish reacting to that bait before it gets in front of them, okay. And what I mean by that is if that bait's 4 foot above the fish and you've already got fish coming up towards it, that's the right color. All right. If it gets within 6 inches of that fish and they still hadn't moved yet, it ain't the right color. Color contrasts the water. I'm looking to contrast the water more so than I am the actual color. And I've said that before. The actual color is not what I'm looking to achieve. It's the contrast to the water that I'm fishing to where those fish see it and react to it. All right. So I switched over to that moonshine glow midday, and I feel like the reason that I got bit on this midday is the sun was up in the sky. It was high, and that clear bait with that silver glitter it looked like straight shad. It looked like just a straight shad down there. It looked like a small bait fish, and I got reactions on that tough bite in the middle of the day. Okay, so we finished second on that tournament. We lost by like 1/100 of a pound. I don't remember what it was. It was insane. It was a drop of water, basically, that we lost that tournament by. But we did finish second, and I thought it was a good tournament. I thought it was a good day. I don't remember what weight we had right off the top of my head, but I know we finished second. And anyway, it was a good day. So that was a black and chartreuse type of day. And then I had to switch in the middle of the day. If I only had one color in the boat, guys, it would have been 2 hours not catching any fish. All right. And like I was saying, never judge it on one brush pile. I think we went to 3, maybe 4 different brush piles. Now this is where it's great to have a partner in the boat. Okay. This is where fishing by yourself can get you sometimes, because I was able to continue fishing this bait while my partner switched colors until he got the fish. You know, what I'm trying to say is he would be catching fish and I would be fishing this at no avail. Okay. Not getting any bites, not seeing fish react. He'd be catching one here, one there. He'd switch around. He could switch around and mix it up while I just kept fishing our staple color, or vice versa. Sometimes I'll switch it up. He'll fish the staple color that we've been catching them on all day. And then when we find a new color, we both switch. Okay. So that's where you're better off to have a partner in the boat especially if you're tournament fishing, because you need to continue to catch fish. You need to continue to cull fish and catch fish and keep moving up. So having those 2 different colors that day was what we needed. We went through a lot of different colors and a lot of different bait styles too that specific day. So those were the 2 colors for that day in September. Now October, we went to Douglas in October. Douglas was on fire last year. For those that fished Douglas Lake this past year, Douglas was on fire. There was more keeper size fish on Douglas, I feel like, than any lake in East Tennessee last year. There was a ton of keeper fish. It was just a good year. 3 years ago, Douglas must have had a really good spawn because there was just a lot of good, solid 11-inch fish on Douglas last year. Okay, generally 3.5 years is where you get those 10.5 to 11-inch fish. So really good spawn several years ago for Douglas. It was good to see, and it was fun to fish up there. I mean, I hadn't been back since, to be honest with you, since October. So I don't think. No, I haven't. So, but great lake, great fishery. It really was. And we started out that morning. Larry Merrick said, "How in the world do you remember all this?" I can't remember what I was throwing the last time I was out. It's ingrained, man. I mean, that's the methodical mindset that I have. The attention to detail is just it just ingrains in my brain. So October, Darren and I both pre-fished. We took 2 boats. He fished the north end. I fished the south end. And we came back and, conversated about what we found, size fish we found, baits we used. Now, let me say this. My pre-fishing on that lake, I was using that right there. That is a slick stump bug, okay, from Boathead. It's like a monkey milk type color. They call it slick. All right, that's what I caught every one of my fish on pre-fishing. We pre-fished the week before the tournament, or was it Friday before the tournament? No, it was the week before, I think. Anyway, it did nothing but friggin' rain. I fished in the rain for like 10 hours. It was ridiculous. I was wet. My motor messed up. My motor didn't mess up. I had a relay go out in the motor. I'm sorry. It was it was the switch. It was the trim switch in the handle messed up and shorted out because it got water in it. It rained so friggin' much. Got water in it. My motor was trimming by itself. So anyway, all right. So Scott, I think you're talking about Douglas. Scott said fish was right on the bottom. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a second. So that's what I caught them all on in practice. And that's what I started using the day of the tournament. Could not get a fish to even look at a bait. It was absolutely Nathan Wood says, I have not received a baits yet. Nathan, shoot me an email to info@Wired for Crappie, and I'll see if I can't get you some more out, okay? Info@Wired for Crappie, Nathan. All right, so could not get a sniff. Could not get, Scott, I'm glad you're on right now because I'm getting ready to toot your horn. Couldn't get a sniff, guys. And I switched over to, I went to white lightning, which is white and chartreuse. I went to blue and chartreuse. I tried purple and chartreuse. I tried blood moon. I tried slick neon. I tried grasshopper. I tried everything. Now, when I threw grasshopper, I did get a few bites on grasshopper, okay? I got a few bites on the grasshopper at Douglas, but the fish just were not reacting, guys. I'd have to sit there and I'd get it in front of them and I'd quit reeling and I'd just pop it and pop it and pop it. And finally, after just, 6 or 8 pops in front of that fish's nose, and I'm talking just very light, I'm not talking just jerks, I'm talking just twitches. I mean, just a flick of the wrist, guys. That bait moves a lot more in the water than you think it does. And when you move that rod tip, just a flick of the wrist, the rod tip will move 6 inches. Your bait's moving 6 inches. You see what I'm saying? So just pop in front of that fish, in front of his nose, just twitching it. And he would finally react to it, and I'd get just a very light bite. I knew it wasn't right. I knew that we weren't on the color, okay? So kept trying different things. My partner and I were both changing. We both could see that the fish just weren't reacting. It was about 8 o'clock, 8:30. We'd been fishing for about an hour. And the brush pile we were on that morning, it was our number one. I mean, it was full of fish, good fish. And Finally, we came across a color that you put it down there in their face, and every single time you put that show enough chartreuse crappie magnet in front of that fish's face, the fish would run 3 feet before it got to the brush pile and pick that bait up and annihilate it. I mean, they would absolutely just completely tear that bait up. So we switched over to the show enough chartreuse crappie magnet, okay? And yeah, I know Scott Bunch is going to be like, yep, that's right. Yep, crappie magnets. You know, but it was because I had those in the boat, okay, that we were able to be successful. It's because that bait was in the box that we were able to be successful. Now, I will say this. We fished that show enough chartreuse crappie magnet until about 1 o'clock. And at 1 o'clock, they quit it. You could not get a fish to bite it. It was just like night and day, light switch, turned off, but we caught 100 fish. Well, 75 on that show enough chartreuse crappie magnet before 1 o'clock, and they quit it, okay? After about, it was slow. To Scott's point, it was the fish were on the bottom. They were locked down to the bottom. We were able to find some low structure, and we were able to get on good fish at about 2. There was a really slow period between 1 and 2 for us, and then at about 2 o'clock, we got on some low structure, and we're able to really find some good fish. I mean, solid fish. We culled every fish in the box between 2 and 3:30. We culled every fish we had, and we did that on the we did that right there on that blood moon stump bug. I switched over that blood moon stump bug. It's something about fishing on the bottom that blood moon stump bug absolutely catches fish. I don't know why, but every time I see fish on the bottom of the lake, I go to that blood moon stump bug. It's a silver and red, okay, guys, and I absolutely catch fish off the bottom every time I see them down there. I'm able to catch them on that stump bug. So switched over to that. I've always been told that when fishing deep, red is the color. Red is the go-to for fishing deep. It's something about that red, the contrast of red in deep water, that the fish just, they pick it out and they see it. So paired that with a double cross chartreuse head. I was throwing a 32nd ounce. That was a big thing too, is a 16th. You had to bounce, for us, you had to bounce that jig up off the bottom and then let it flutter back down. And a 32nd ounce head seemed like the right fall for those fish. Okay. So picking it up about 2 foot off the bottom and letting it flutter in front of that fish, they'd hit it every time. So, that's what we did. It was just kind of a pop and flutter type move for us. We'd pop that jig over top of the fish. You could see them on live scope right on the bottom. You'd pop it over top of those fish and let it flutter in front of their face, and they'd come up and just whack it. So we were able to catch some really good fish on the blood moon stump bug later in the day. Okay. Pumpkin. Scott Bunch says pumpkin. Let's see. Todd Pell says, do you ever use a double jig to figure the colors out? No, sir. No, sir. I do not use a double jig, and I'll tell you why. Because I brush fish a lot, and trying to work 2 jigs through a brush pile for me is just too much to try to watch and look at, too much to get hung up. And then also, I don't like the fall of a double jig. I like my jig to fall, just a solo jig to fall. I like to be able to change the rate of my fall with my jig head, like I was talking about, just popping that jig up off the bottom and letting it flutter back down with a 30-second. Now, 30-second and 25 feet of water takes forever to get to the bottom, but once you get it down there, you can really flutter that bait. You can really pop it and let it flutter, and you can get a lot of reaction strikes on that flutter. It just looks like a bait fish is naturally dying. And that slow flutter, that fall, where with, a tandem rig, you get a lot faster fall unless you go to like 2/64 or something like that. But then again, the jigs fall different because they're tied in tandem. So I don't use a double jig rig. I just stick with a single jig. But good question. Scott Bunch is one of his favorites. Yeah, that Show Nothing Chartreuse is one of Scott's tried and trues. He likes that one right there for sure. So good baits, very good baits. I don't have anything bad to say about them at all. I get razzed all the time because I use the stump bug, but that's okay. That's all right. I don't mind it. They both work. Both baits are good baits. I have both in my box, and it's the colors. It's the colors that I look for. I'm very visual with my baits, and I like the contrasting colors. I like the brightness of the stump bugs, but then I like some of the translucents and the crappie magnets. So they both have their good points. Stump bugs are a little more durable than crappie magnets. Crappie magnets are durable, but I think the stump bugs got them in durability. It's just little subtleties about them is the only thing that I see. But both very good baits. All right, so that was Douglas in a nutshell. Douglas was Douglas was fun. Douglas was strange. Again, that was post front. Douglas was post front. There was a cold front come through, and really wasn't too much of a cold front. It was more just a huge rain event that came through, and I think there was a little bit of a cool front that came through. I wouldn't necessarily call it a cold front, but it did drop. Temperatures did drop some, and it just put those fish on the bottom. Just locked them down. So. Wesley Harden, hello from Claiborne, Texas. What's going on, buddy? Dave D, have you researched best battery for live scope? I'm looking at Lithium Life Pro PO 4 versus NMC, and both seem to have pros and cons. The Life PO 4 is the best battery out there. That is what Amped Outdoors uses. And I am a firm believer in the Amped Outdoors batteries, 100%. So ampedoutdoors.com, that's the only battery I'll run with live scope for sure. All right, so let's talk about the next one on the list, November. I'm skipping November because I hate Melton Hill. So it was Melton Hill. That was the only tournament that we didn't finish first or second in. The Melton Hill was golly. We finished fifth on Melton Hill. Melton Hill is a fun lake. If you hadn't fished it, don't stay away. But no, in all honesty, we did not fare well on Melton Hill. We struggled most of the day. We had several good spots, and every time we went there, we had people sitting on them. I will not name names. It was not anybody on here, but people know the guys, so I'm not going to mention their names. But everybody knows. I think we've all talked about it. But most of the fish that we did catch were black and chartreuse stump bugs. We used a black and chartreuse stump bug. When we could find fish, that's what we caught them on. They'd hit it. No problems. We caught a lot of fish under docks, caught some off brush, and there's black and chartreuse all the way. That was the only thing we had confidence with on that lake throwing. So we threw black and chartreuse and caught fish on it when we could find them. Let's see. December, Fort Loudoun. This was a fun tournament right here, guys. Fort Loudoun was a fun tournament for us. So, again, practice was good to us. I found an area in practice that I told my partner, I told Darren, I said, I feel like we can win the tournament out of that area. This is just one area. It's got 10 or 12 different piles in it. And I said, I feel like we can win the tournament there. I said, I told him, I said, I found it late on practice day. I did a lot of scanning, a lot of looking, not a whole lot of fishing. I caught one, and It was a good one. It was almost 2 pounds. And I said there was probably 100 more that looked just like it. I said I think if it'll stay true, if everything stays true, and we can go back there. This was Friday that I found it. I said if we can go back there tomorrow, I feel like we got a chance. So we went there first. It was foggy that morning, so we stopped at one other place. And we stopped it because we didn't feel comfortable running in the fog. We got to where we didn't feel safe, so we stopped. But we started with white and chartreuse, the white lightning. That's what we started the day with, and it rocked. I mean, it absolutely rocked their world. That's what I was able to catch them on in practice. They were reacting to that bait. It's all about the fish reacting, guys. If you're not seeing fish react, switch. If you're not seeing fish that are actively chasing that bait, switch. If you switch 3 times and you don't get a fish to react, leave. Okay? Don't stick around for fish that aren't active. I've said that before. If you aren't on active fish, go find active fish. But always, always, always make a change before you leave. Okay? So we started with that white and chartreuse, that white lightning. Started with that, caught I don't know how many fish. Not probably, we did. We won Loudoun. We finished second at Douglas. I didn't mention that to Scott and Neil. Scott and Neil won Douglas, and they beat us by like another 1/10 of a pound. It was ridiculous again, but I don't remember what it was. But anyway, it was like a 1/10. Or 2/10 or something. I don't remember. Scott probably remembers. But Loudoun, we did win Loudoun. That was our first win of the year, and we we did. Well, I keep saying probably. We had the tournament won by 9:00. We did call a few fish after 9, but we called several fish, but we still had. We would have had enough at 9:00 to won the tournament. We got on those fish that I'd found, and we caught them. I mean, we flat caught them on that white and chartreuse stump bug with a pink head. Had to have a pink head on it. But yeah, it was a good morning. And then the afternoon on Loudoun, again, guys, the fish were glued to the bottom. Okay, at Loudoun, the fish were the same way they were at Douglas. They were glued to the bottom. It was post front. Those fish locked down, and we went to. I think it was about 1:00 again, about noon, 1:00. The fish turned off to that white and chartreuse. At about 1:00, I think it was. I switched over again to that blood moon. I went right back to that blood moon and chartreuse head, but it was something different about it that day. Okay. We mentioned this at the weigh-in. We told everybody about it at the weigh-in. It was crazy. Okay. This is one of the only times that I've ever seen this. And what it was is so that's a split bait. Okay. You've got red on one side, and you've got silver on the other. I generally always put the silver down like a belly. I mean, that's kind of the way I think of it. I think of it, okay, if I'm looking at that and I'm a fish, I'm more apt to think the silver is the belly than the red, right? So I'm thinking in my mind, the silver is the belly, and I always put belly down. On this particular day, I rigged it with the red side down, all right? Don't ask me why, but I did. Rigged it red side down. And I was popping it up off the bottom on those fish that were laying on the bottom, and I was getting bit every cast. Every single cast I was getting bit. Okay. The very first fish I caught on that was one that we culled, and we weighed in. It was a huge female, a big old white crappie. And she hit it. She ran 5 feet to go get it. I mean, it was apparent she wanted it. So I think I caught 3 more fish, and finally Darren goes, all right, give me one of those. I'm over it. So I threw him one, and he tied it on. Now, this is where it gets kind of weird. All right. He put silver side down, fishing the exact same brush pile, exact same rods, line, jig head, everything, okay? Silver side down, and was not getting a bite. So he's like, man, why am I not getting bit? This is ridiculous. He's like, there's 20 fish down there. You're catching one every cast. I'm done with this. And I was like, well, pull it back in here a minute. So he pulls it back in. And I said, flip your jig over. And he said, what are you talking about? I said, put the red side down. And he said, oh, that's crap. I said, no, put the red side down. My red side's down. Just try it. So he flipped his jig over to the red side down, threw in there, and got one next cast. Threw in there again, got one next cast. Don't ask me. I wish I could tell you why that is. I have no clue. I'm not even going to try to even sit here and lie to you guys why that made a difference, but it did. And we told everybody that at the weigh-in, and it was just the craziest thing. We were mind blown. It just didn't make any sense. We even went, because I lost a jig. I broke one off, and I went back to silver side down. Nothing. Flipped it over. Bam, bam, bam. Why that is, if you guys can tell me on that one, I'll let you, because I'm telling you right now, I have no idea, but it did. It made a difference. So, little things like that, guys, sometimes will make a difference, okay? All right, January, let's see, Chick got canceled because several different reasons. February on Cherokee. Let's talk about February on Cherokee. Where's Scott at? Scott, you on here still? Let's talk about February on Cherokee. Let's see. Wesley says, I never catch crappie on jigs in my life. I can only catch them on live minnows. Wesley, get you some bonehead stump bugs and stick to it. This is what I tell everybody, guys. When they go from live bait to artificials, you've got to stick with it. You've got to figure out how to work that jig, okay? A minnow works for you. A jig, you've got to work. And, you've got several different retrieves. You've got a slow, steady reel. You've got a reel, pause, reel, pause. You've got 3 cranks, count to 3. You've got what I call popping it. You've got, dead sticking with a twitch. You've got twitches. You've got all different kinds of ways you can work that jig. And you've got to figure out what works best for you. You've got to figure out what works best certain times of year. When it's cold outside, when it's dead of winter, those fish are probably going to want more of a vertical presentation, and they're just going to want that bait to twitch every once in a while. And then they're going to want it sitting still. In the summer, they're going to want that bait swimming. They're going to want action on that bait. They're going to want a blade on that bait. You just got to stick with it, Wesley. You've got to put it in your mind that you're going to teach yourself how to catch fish on jigs. You've got to quit buying minnows if you want to learn to catch them on jigs. Now, a lot of guys are happy catching them on minnows. I am not ashamed to go use a minnow. Let me tell you guys right now, I've got slip floats, I've got gold Aberdeen hooks, and I've got split shots. I am not afraid to go catch them on a minnow. No way, shape, form, fashion. But I love catching them on a jig. I love fooling those fish and catching them on a jig. Absolutely love it. So I'll go either way. Okay. But you've got to set your mind to it. It's a mindset, guys. You got to set your mind to it, and you got to make yourself do it. Kevin says red hooks have always caught more fish for us. I've experimented with red hooks, and I've got a lot of red hooks, but I had never noticed that they catch more fish for me. I catch fish on red, gold, bronze, brown. But I had never noticed the difference in the hook. But it made a difference that day with the red side down. So having that little bit of red on there, I don't know. Maybe it could. All right, let's see here. I ain't seen Scott Bunch. Scott, are you still on here? Scott must have left. All right. Josh says, I blame my partner for our Cherokee performance. Haha, just kidding at Ashley Coffee. You know what he's talking about? I'm going to dime Ashley Coffee out right here. Ashley lives up around Cherokee, and it was his responsibility to go scout the lake, and then they fared mid to mid, and Josh blames Ashley for it. So I'm diming Ashley out. Ashley, sorry, buddy, but I told on you. All right, so we're throwing that one at Ashley. It's his fault. All right, Jordan says nibbles help. I'm not getting in this conversation, Jordan. It's funny that you mentioned nibbles. I've used nibbles. I have nibbles. Okay, I get it, but I do not believe in scent. I'm not a believer in scent. I believe in the profile that it adds to your bait and the color that it adds to your bait, but I'm not buying into the scent thing. But that's a good video. If you want to go watch the video, do these really work? You should go watch my video, okay, Jordan? And I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Wesley says, I think it's because crappie feed up and the red hooks like blood to them and an injured bait fish. That's why they are seeing with the red on bottom. And yes, I need to try jigs again. And that specific day, it could have been. It could have been that they looked up and seen that red and thought it was an injured fish. It very well could have been. But at that depth, at 25 feet deep, I don't know. That little bit of red, I just don't know that it would stand out. I almost think it was the way that the sunlight was coming through that bait. I almost think you were getting, here's what I think could have been happening. The sunlight coming through the translucent side of this bait made that red glow more because of the light that was penetrating. Not 100%, but I'm almost wondering if it wasn't a glowing red instead of just a red. I don't know. I can sit here and try to fill your head full of stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't know why that made a difference, but it did. It did. So, oh, Jordan, you already watched it. He says, did Mountain Dew and suntan lotion. Lots of laughs. Yeah. So you already watched the video. Okay. He said, fair enough. I can tell you the moment a nibble is gone. I haven't ever had one of those days. I haven't ever had one of those days where, you put it down there with a nibble on it and it made all the difference. I just never have. If I've been on, you're rather on active fish or you're not, in my opinion. And if you're on active fish, they'll hit it without a nibble. And if you're not on active fish, a nibble doesn't change it. But I don't know. I just, and again, I mean, I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying I believe in more of the color and the profile change because it adds profile to your bait. Putting a nibble on it, and then it adds a color to your bait as well because the nibbles are generally a color. They're generally white or green or orange or chartreuse or silver with flake in them. I've seen those, or pink, or they're a color. So I lean more towards the profile and the color than I do the scent. So I believe you that they help in certain situations, or not really believe you, but I agree with you that they work. Just the scent part of them, I don't buy typically. But so yeah, Cherokee was a very good event. It was cold. Pre-fished in the rain again. Seems like I'm always pre-fishing in the rain. But pre-fished in the rain again. You guys remember that pre-fishing trip because that's when my catalytic converters got cut off my truck. At the boat ramp. That was fun. That was a fun trip. That was an expensive trip. But had a really good trip, really good pre-fishing. Found a lot of fish, put a game plan together, and pumpkin and chartreuse. Pumpkin and chartreuse was the go-to that day. I fished pumpkin and chartreuse all day, and it was on, and that's just what I stuck with. Cherokee is a clear lake or clearer lake, and I like to use more translucent type bait up there. So, I mean, pumpkin and chartreuse, the grasshopper is what I used all day up there and was able to catch fish all day long on it. There was just no wavering off of it. So, Ashley said, yeah, I learned multiple lessons on Cherokee, both about scouting areas of the lake, how to approach fishing when your line is freezing in the eyes. Don't forget to look shallow. So, where's that pumpkin and chartreuse? There it is. So, grasshopper stump bugs, okay, is what we used up there, and just flat put it on them that day. Caught several fish late in the day that probably sealed the deal on that win for us. And yeah, so it was a good tournament. Pulled off a win there, and then Watch Bar. Watch Bar was a good event. Again, more pre-fishing. Did not have a good pre-fish at Watts Bar. Okay. We looked at, typically the way we do that is we take multiple boats. We go to different areas of the lake, and my area of the lake was dead. My area of the lake was off, completely off. Nothing, not a one. Had a horrible pre-fish, okay, at Watts Bar. Probably couldn't have had 10 pounds on 7 fish. Nah. If I would have caught that, it was horrible. And funny thing is partner didn't have a good day either. It was horrible for him too. So, really did not have a good idea of what was going on Watts Bar. Really didn't have a good idea of what we were going to do. So we just went back to what we knew. We just went back to, all right, because we both went and looked at different areas. We knew from histories and past histories of kind of, how things set up, but we wanted to see if we could figure out something new, something different. And nope. So we went right back to what we knew, what we typically do. And when tournament day rolled around, we were able to be successful. Again, I threw that pumpkin and chartreuse. Started out with that, but the fish weren't reacting to it very well, and actually went to Went to the grapevine, went to the purple and chartreuse stump bug right there, and threw that pretty much the remainder of the day. I did switch back and forth between that a little bit with the pumpkin, the grasshopper, but the purple and chartreuse was pretty much what I threw the remainder of the day, and caught fish on it for the remainder of the day. We caught fish in open water, and we're throwing the fish in open water with live scope, and we're able to really, when that bait went in front of a fish, you could tell immediately whether that fish was active or non. If that fish wanted to feed, it'd turn on that bait within seconds of it hitting the water. So, Nathan, I just got your email, so I'll get those baits out to you again, and hopefully you'll get them this time. But yeah, the purple and chartreuse was where it was at. So, guys, that was kind of our tournament year. We did win the Watts Bar tournament, so we won that tournament. Out of 7 tournaments, we finished first in 3, second in 3, and then 5th at Melton Hill. So we had a very good tournament year. It's again a blessing to fish with such great guys, great people. Some of the guys in the club, regardless of their fishing capabilities or where they're at in their crappie walks, they're absolutely just great people to be around. It's just humbling to be around those guys and talk to all those guys and just to, call those guys friends. And, it's just awesome to be a part of it. So, again, it was a blessing for us this year to be able to take home the Angler of the Year award. We were blessed with that. And, that's a year that I will never forget for sure. So, Brian says, my buddy just got back from Watts Bar. He's been hammering them on Piney Flats from Piney River. Piney River's down around the dam. But to my point, guys, what I wanted to talk about tonight, okay, was why it's important to have different colors in your boat. So through the tournament season, I just want to show you guys, okay, real quick, how many different colors, let's count them real quick, how many different colors we used and had to use to be successful through a tournament season. Again, this is September through April, okay? So let's count these up, all right? So purple and chartreuse, 1. Grasshopper, 2. Black and chartreuse, 3. Blood moon, 4. Slick, 5. Moonshine glow, 6. White lightning, 7. And then the show enough chartreuse from Crappie Magnet, 8. That's 8 different colors. And that's just those specific days, guys. That's just those specific tournament days. That does not include all the pre-fishing days, all the just fun fishing days, all the guide trips, all the, videos that I've done for you guys. That doesn't include all that. That's just the 7 tournaments we fished and the baits that we used on those tournaments. So, if we wouldn't had those different baits at our fingertips to be able to put in the water and use and put to use during those tournaments, then we may not have been as successful as we were. We probably wouldn't have been because we were using other colors and weren't getting any bites or reactions from fish. So to be able to find those right colors, be able to make those adjustments, make those changes, that was everything for us this year. Being able to key in on what those fish wanted on a specific day. And when you found those bigger fish, get them to react and bite. That's what it was all about. That's what tournament fishing is all about, catching the biggest 7, right? So that's how we did it. That's what we used this year. Those are the colors that we used. If you don't have a full spectrum of colors, spend a little, invest a little, get you a good range, a broad range of colors, whether it be crappie magnets or stump bugs or bonehead slim sticks or whatever your favorite bait is, bobby garlands. I can't use bobby garlands anymore. They're too soft. They're one fish baits. It kills me. Absolutely kills me that, you can only catch one fish on a bait. But anyway, sliders. Whatever it is you like, whatever it is your bait of choice is, get you a good range of colors, okay? I'm not telling you guys, I'm not sitting here telling you guys to go buy every color they make. That's not what I'm telling you. I don't have every color Bonehead makes back here. Trust me, all right? There's areas of the country that they make baits for that just won't work in your region. Some of this translucent stuff, some of this like right here, you take that out to Grenada or one of the Mississippi lakes or even Fork or some of those lakes, Lake of the Pines, some of those muddy water lakes, some of those dingier, muddier water lakes, you might not catch a daggum cold on that because it's just too translucent. It disappears in that muddy water. You may need an orange and chartreuse, which I don't have up here. Now I have some, but I don't have them up here. Needless to say, there's certain colors that aren't going to work in your region. Okay. So you guys know what works in your area. You guys can tell are you fishing dirty water lakes, clear water lakes, and then get those colors that are going to do well on your body of water, on the body of water that you fish more often. And if you're going to make some trips, you're going to go places, you're going to do things, you're going to fish tournaments, you're going to branch out, then yeah, you're going to need more colors, but, for different water conditions. But, for the most part, you guys know where you fish and what works, and experiment. Don't be afraid to go a little outside of your normal. Okay. Some of this stuff I have up here isn't necessarily a clear water color. That blue and chartreuse, that Palestine special right there, that ain't necessarily a clear water color, but it catches fish up here, okay? At certain times of the year, it catches fish. So, with that being said, let's see. Nathan Wood, thank you for all the info. You're very welcome, Nathan. Thank you for the super chat, sir. I appreciate it. So, with that being said, guys, we're going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys again. As always, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all being a part of Wired for Crappie and everything that we're doing. And I appreciate everything, all the emails, all the comments on the videos. Appreciate you guys watching the videos. Don't forget the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, smash that subscribe button, that notification bell, because at 10,000 subscribers, guys, we're going to give away a 2-day trip in East Tennessee with me, 2 different lakes, Saturday and Sunday. I'm paying your motel room, and I'm paying for your fishing license. All you have to do is pay for your food and your gas while you're here, and the gas to get down here. So 2 days, guys, not one trip, 2 trips, not one lake, 2 lakes. Okay. Plenty of crappie to be caught. We're going to have a blast once we get 10,000 subs. Okay. So smash that subscribe button, that thumbs up, that notification bell. And I appreciate you guys. I hope y'all have a good week, and we'll see y'all next week. Watch out for the home video this week. Watch out for the new fishing video this week. We got a good one coming at you. And I appreciate y'all. God bless. Good night. We'll see you later.